Moms, we see you.
That first year home was really rough.
If they were listening to me, it would have been caught much earlier.
We have to do better.
We shouldn't be losing moms.
We are fighting with you and fighting for you. Join the movement to ensure every mom and baby is healthy and gets the advocacy, research, and support they need.
March of Dimes is a beacon of hope to families. They know that they're not going through it alone.
Let's take action for all moms and babies. March for Babies, a mother of a movement.
Welcome to the 2021 March for Babies virtual experience celebration. Thank you for being a part of a mother of a movement. You're changing the lives of so many families, and what an impact you've made. Over the last year, 4 million babies received life-saving newborn screening. 19 million women were reached through our programs, education, and resources. More than 150 state legislative bills were passed to advocate for the health of moms and babies. And investments in critical research began uncovering the impact of COVID-19 to their health. But with so much work to be done, there's no stopping now. We must end preventable preterm birth. We must end preventable maternal health risks and death. And we must fight for health equity for all moms and families. The steps you take today will help us get there. Enjoy the celebration in your march, and together we're creating something big. March for Babies, a mother of a movement.
Hello and welcome. I am Kai Martin with NBC5. I am honored to be here again as your host for the virtual March for Babies experience. We are so grateful that you have joined this movement for strong moms and healthy babies right here in Chicago and throughout the entire state of Illinois. So today is our day to celebrate our children and our fundraising accomplishments. It is also a day to remember and to reflect on the precious lives that we've lost and the work that still needs to be done to make sure that every family has the best possible start. As many of you know, the U.S. remains among the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth, especially for communities of color. With preterm birth and maternal death rates continuing to rise, we need to unite, connect, and fight for all families. March for Babies, a mother of a movement. This is an opportunity to make a visible difference in our community now and for generations to come. By joining this movement, you are lifting up communities for health equity, opening the door for all moms to have access to care, and protecting the health of families by advocating for their rights. We are all connected by our support for March of Dimes, and we're connected by our stories. So let's hear now from some amazing leaders and families in our community who will share their very own.
Hi, welcome everybody, and thanks for participating. My name is Melissa Gonzalez, and I'm the board chair for the Chicago March of Dimes. I'm super passionate about our mission because during my day job at Medela, I get to see firsthand the nationwide devastating effects of prematurity and the disparities that continue to exist in this great nation, especially as it relates to maternal child health. I've been walking in the McHenry March for Babies walk for many years. I've often chaired that event, and my team continues to walk in that event. So we're looking forward to getting back to normal sometime soon. This is our second year of virtual fundraising, so hopefully it'll be our last. But we desperately need your help to help us fund the mission, especially during a global pandemic. No one knows that better than Madam Treasurer Melissa Conyers-Irvin, City Treasurer for the City of Chicago and our 2021 Chicago March for Babies Chair.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I wanted to thank you all for joining us today for the 2021 March for Babies, celebrating all of you and your efforts to champion the health of all moms and babies. We could not do this important work without all of you. I know that many of you are here for different reasons. Some of you have experienced a NICU stay, and some of you have unfortunately experienced the loss. I want you to know that this community supports you in your commitment to the March of Dimes mission. I am honored to serve as the 2021 chair of the Chicago March for Babies. Together, we can take a stand to ensure that all moms and babies have the healthiest start possible.
I was expecting Dominic's pregnancy to be a smooth pregnancy, and it was going great until, unfortunately, he was born too early. April 27, 2015. Then all of a sudden, I started feeling contractions, and we were in my living room, and I literally doubled down in pain, where I just knew something clicked finally in my head, like something's going terribly wrong. I didn't hear him at first, so I honestly didn't think he made it. He started whimpering, and she's like, he's perfect.
I was on shift, and I get a phone call from her aunt yelling at me to get home immediately. I called her hospital, and I told them, it's like, hey, the baby's here. I was able to call her best friend, and they said they'll have a team waiting.
The doctors think that I had an abruption, and it would not have mattered where I was at. It was going to happen. There was nothing that I had done.
Tough to see him in that first week, just in the little, just in the incubation, and you don't get to hold them and interact, and just living through like a cube just to see your kid.
He was born on April 27, 2015, and I did not get to hold him until May 5th of 2015. Dominic is currently in kindergarten, remote learning, and he's thriving in terms of him being a 28-weeker. People look at us and they look at him, and they're just...
You couldn't tell.
You could not tell.
Endless energy and just a wild child, and we just let him. We're just happy he's here.
Yes. Working on the mother-baby unit during this pandemic, it's been exhausting. It's also been fulfilling. The strength of coming together and working together has truly helped us come up with plans and ideas to be creative on how to serve the pregnant, population after birth.
I have been a believer for a very long time that we need all elements of society to come together if we're going to make progress on social equity. That means that we cannot just have the grassroots work of community organizations. We need legislation to codify change into policy. And we need the private sector to step up and do its part in making the world better for everyone. We have an increased awareness right now, which creates momentum toward change. So let's keep it going and keep turning talk into action.
Most of my career has been on the South Side, and it's a underserved community in terms of there is not a lot of access to healthcare. A lot of South Side hospitals are closing. Therefore, there's a limited pool of hospitals that, these moms can get to.
As a Black mother, I am intimately familiar with the statistics. The United States is one of the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth, particularly for communities of color. Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes, and Black babies are twice as likely to die before their first birthday compared to their white counterparts. March of Dimes has been at the forefront of the fight for health equity for decades by providing programs and resources to help achieve parity in maternal and child health.
What March of Dimes encompasses in terms of the work you guys do do so much for the community as well as just nationwide. I think that it's just great to want to support that and should support that.
As we begin to rebuild, we must continue the dialogue of how COVID-19 has truly imposed a health crisis on our most vulnerable residents. The vulnerabilities that people are experiencing now have always been there, but I do think that some of those who are more fortunate are now realizing just how hard it is for people to get by. So now that we have people's attention, this is the time to come together and push for change. We have to create something better out of this. It's an absolute honor to be a part of this incredible organization's important work. I always want to make a difference in everything that I do. And when it comes to making a difference, it's really hard to beat the impact that March of Dimes has on people's lives. Volunteering with or investing in March of Dimes is an incredible way to have a direct and immediate impact on the lives of moms, babies, and families. And being a part of that impact is very rewarding.
When I heard that Kelly would be honored for this award, really been just incredible competition as far as raising money. And with him raising almost $300,000 for the March of Dimes, it is such a staggering feat. I could not be any more proud of any one individual for what they're contributing to the March of Dimes, like Kelly has.
Kelly has the same commitment and passion for the March of Dimes as he does for all people. It's remarkable to really see how invested he's been in the cause and really raising awareness of the mission to our entire 2,600 people in the Chicago office.
You know, one of the core values of KPMG is community involvement and commitment to communities. And, people come into the firm and they see that as a core value. What does it really mean? And then they see a guy like Kelly who, embodies a role model behavior of what one person can do to raise so much money on behalf of a very worthwhile organization. So I think his legacy is that he's being a role model on behalf of the people in the Chicago office.
Everyone who has the opportunity to meet Kelly and to experience, having conversations with him really feels like the thoughtfulness and the kindness that he has for others and how good he makes others feel, that people want to reciprocate it. People want to give back to him and let him know how much we support him. We know how passionate he feels for the March of Dimes, and it's a great way to be able to reciprocate the kindness and thoughtfulness he has towards everyone around him.
He has such a love for the March of Dimes and for giving back. It sets a tone for the office as a whole of how important it is to give back to organizations to help out the community. And for the March of Dimes, it also sets the tone for families. He gets his mom and dad involved, which is one of the qualities we at KPMG like to have. And Kelly displays it greatly, and not just during the campaign, but throughout the whole year. He's always talking about March of Dimes and how much of a great organization it is. He's a great inspiration for everyone.
You meet him once and he remembers your name forever. You can go 6 months or a year without seeing him in person and he still remembers you, even if he has just passed you by. And he's used that level of personability and his strength of kind of character to drive March of Dimes and KPMG's involvement.
I think Kelly is so successful because he's relentless and he never gives up. The way he is contagious. That fosters that same kind of spirit in the people around him.
Kelly has made such a great impact on the KPMG team by his commitment in our community.
I guess best describe it as unrelenting because Kelly does not give up. You can tell him, okay, I got you, Kelly, but he's going to make sure you donate to such a worthy cause.
It's really incredible what you've accomplished with your fundraising for March of Dimes. It's a deserving organization and it does such incredibly important work for babies in America and throughout the world. And I just want to say a special thank you to you for what you have done to make KPMG a special place, and for what you have done for this special organization.
This has really given Kelly a major purpose. And every year he establishes his goals, and nothing is going to stand in his way to reach his objective. And when all is said and done, everybody looks forward to hearing from Kelly so that they can make their donations.
Based on his personal experiences, he understands how hard it is to overcome some of the obstacles you have when you were born prematurely. So he feels strongly about the work that March of Dimes does. My brother used to always say, and the only people who don't like Kelly are those people who haven't met him.
I appreciate their recognition and their efforts, and how thankful I am to receive the Curran Family Legacy Award. They're a wonderful couple, wonderful family, and I consider them my friends. Their excellence and dedication to the March of Dimes helps me raise the bar every year.
It's really amazing that we can see everybody show incredible and tremendous support for the March of Dimes through Walking for March for Babies. And it means a lot to my family because we remember Dylan on that day. It's very special.
To have an award named after our family is certainly very meaningful. You know, we've always said over the last 14, 15 years that we walk in memory and honor of Dylan in heaven and in celebration of Kayla. So this just feels really impactful. And I know, you know, everyone wants to have that feeling in their lifetime to feel impactful, especially during this time, during COVID. And so it just feels good to have that lasting legacy and memory and honor of Dylan.
Kelly,
thank you so much for all that you've done. We're so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Whether you were born preterm, have experienced a devastating loss, faced serious maternal health problems, or just want to see our world filled with healthy and happy birth stories, you belong here and you are why we march. After our opening ceremonies, I invite you to explore our virtual walk site and enter our Why I Walk tent, as well as our Memory Garden tent. In these tents, you can actually hear from more Chicagoland families on why they walk and how they are connected to the March of Dimes mission. You can also check out our sponsored tents. We definitely want to take a minute to recognize these amazing partners who have invested in our mission and are marching it forward today and every day. To each and every one of you, we are truly grateful. Thank you to Wintrust Financial, Advocate Children's Hospital, DuPage Neonatology Associates, Medela, KPMG, Zurich North America, and Rush Copley Medical Center. FTI Consulting, GE Healthcare, North Shore University Health System, and our media partner, NBC5 and Telemundo Chicago. And we also want to take a minute and recognize our top teams and top fundraisers for the campaign this year. All of you are our true champions, and we could not do this important work without your support. Thank you again for joining us today. Now, before we go out to March, wherever we are and in our own way, here are a couple of reminders. Our virtual experience site and tents will be open for another 15 minutes, and we may be nearing the end of this virtual experience, but our March is just beginning. To date, we have raised more than $750,000 toward our 2021 campaign goal of $900,000, and we're still going strong. Everyone can continue fundraising through June 30th to earn rewards through our new March for Babies, a Mother of a Movement loyalty and recognition program. And I hope you will, because your donations can do so much for families. Here are a couple of examples. You can shower a mom in need with essential baby items and celebrate her and her family. You can fund the virtualization of our critical programs and events, just like this, to protect moms and babies, and provide quality healthcare services to 2,000 uninsured and underinsured women through our mobile health units. March for Babies is about so much more than today. It's a mother of a movement, transforming lives, the health of all moms, babies, and families. And it wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you. Now it's time to mask up and march your way down your street, around your block, in your backyard, wherever you are. Don't forget to post your pictures on social media and use the hashtag March for Babies. All right, let's count down together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.